Hey guys, this is Lamonster at Lamonster Garage, and Tim is going to show you how to disassemble all the panels on the Spyder RT. And we get a lot of questions here about that, you know, how to do it properly. It's kind of scary at first, but Tim's going to show you that it's not really that scary.
Yep, here we go.
You ready? So, okay, the first thing he's doing obviously is lifting the seat. Lifting the trunk, and we'll go over here, and this is your little access panel. So really all you need is, and you can use a screwdriver, you don't have to have a pin tool, but it makes it nice if you do. So right here, you'll pull the side panel off, and that just pops off. You see those little rubber grommets? Okay, and this is the reason this came off like this is because it has a magic mirror. So we've got these are the original magic mirrors. Everything you got to do on this bike, you got to pull the mirrors. So now he's pulling these covers here for the top panel, and that one will be for the front here if you're doing headlights. One over there. Get these here. Two more.
Air dam.
Little air dam screws. Okay. And if you notice, you got these little screws here. These are tamper-proof screws. There's no need to mess with those. They hold a pin on the other side. So. All right, so now you got that one off. And
remove this panel.
Yep, now we're going to do the other one. So you got to pop the saddlebag. Those need a little adjustment. So you got 3 screws here.
Those 3 do not have washers on them.
Yeah. Got one there, and then you got one push pin here. Okay. And that one's a little shorty, so it's hard to get a drill in there. So that's the only short one you're going to have. And we got one more over here. And this is a little bit different screw because we have our NVD bracket on there. So that should be ready to pop out. All right, so just a couple minutes, we got all the panels out this side.
If you were going to change your oil at this point on the 2014 models, this air silencer would need to be removed with these 2 screws right here.
Yep.
Your oil filter's right behind that cover. The newer models have just a brace that comes down. There's no need to remove it. Then we're going to remove this rear trunk panel, this rear trunk trim.
And that would be removed if you want to do our bright rider on the rear. And this one's just a little bit tricky because of these tabs.
Pull up the front like that.
Same thing on the other side.
Just like that. This one we also have lights on.
Yeah.
So we have to plug our 2 lights.
And of course, you want your
need to do It's just these three short screws here.
And that will only be done if you're needing to change to add this slide kit on there.
And that would get you down access to be able to pull out your tail light.
Yep. Yep. Got the shock there. You can pop that shock off if you have a screwdriver with you, but we didn't bring a screwdriver, so.
I'll lower that down. And you can get access to all your tail light screws removed, be able to remove the tail light.
Yep, and then from there, everything's plug and play for the Bright Rider kit, so that's no big deal.
Everything on this side removes exactly the same way.
Yep, yep. So really, it's not as bad as it seems, especially if you've done it 100 times or better, like we have. And of course, if you're going to be using a power screwdriver, I want to make sure they're started properly and clutch your screwdriver so it doesn't over tighten or spin. On the F3, a real common problem and mistake is these two screws right here. We have to repair those all the time because the dealers basically strip them out. And when they do, some of the repairs that we've seen on that are pretty bad. Sometimes you actually have to replace that whole panel.
If you're not confident with your power screwdriver, just use a hand screwdriver.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, this one does have a little tab right here that has to index into this slot so that your trunk will close correctly. So that you get that indexed in there. You need to then fish these in one at a time, a little bend to them so you don't break those off. I also find lots of those broken off.
This piece can be a little bit of a fight because you got a lot of things going on at the same time here.
Always make sure you get that tab in up there.
Okay.
All of these screws here have a small plastic soft washer underneath them. Just like that. Protects the paint.
And of course, we're gonna really pitch these magic mirrors, because like I said, everything you need to do if you're changing oil, pretty much any maintenance on the bike, you have to remove the mirrors. It's like the first thing you got to do. And these were developed from a guy in Australia, and they turned out to be a big hit. But he wasn't really a retailer, so we approached him about buying the company. So we wound up buying the name and rights to develop the original magic mirrors. There's been some knockoffs since then, but this is the real deal here, and we're pretty happy with it. And if you're going to be doing your own maintenance, you definitely want to take a look at that. It's money well spent. Tim is now just fitting in the bottom panel. Real quick, I'll show you what, on this panel here, if you're doing headlights, basically you got this screw here, this screw here, you got another one here and on the other side, and that whole thing just slides out, and that will give you access for your headlights if you're changing to LEDs. But time-wise, we're going to go ahead and just put this back together, and so you don't have to be scared. You got a lot going on right in that corner there, so you gotta make sure everything's lined up, especially if you got the MBV highway brackets. All right, and this is a little trick here. These little rubber grommet areas, like you can put soapy water, or we use some of our Lamonster garage detailer, and it just helps those pins to slide in a little better. But they're at a little angle, so they're kind of a little bit of a fight. And if you don't watch it, it will actually push those grommets clean through. There we go. And the same thing here. Almost all back together. That's it. So, oh yeah, one more little guy there.
There's a little hook right here that'll help you guide that in there. Hook that right over there. Panel snaps right back on.
That's it. All right, thanks Tim for showing us how easy that is. But if you got any questions, you know, feel free to call us over here at Lamonster Garage. We'll be glad to guide you through it. But hopefully this little video will help you and give you the confidence to work on your own bike. That's it. Thanks, guys.